the designers presented their prototypes to the Bata panel, who are judging them basically and giving them marks for the work they've done. And this will actually be tallied and will lead to knowing who the winner is and who will be awarded as the winner and first runner-up. So if we start with the designers, we can start with Mora.
Hi, my name is Mora Nyanibo, and for the project, my project is titled Cacti. So we have a Cacti Classic and a Cacti Comfy. So this is the Cacti Comfy. The upper is made out of canvas and the bottom is basically stacked pata slippers, and then that creates
the woman I had in mind who would wear this
the
shoe
platform.
is somebody.
So basically the shoe was designed with a lady in mind who is on the go. She's looking for comfort, yet she still likes to be casual, but then she still wants to have the sense of, hey, I'm still trendy. So my second pair is the Cacti Classic. So it's basically, the design I got was from a nurse's shoe. So I cut off the back part and then that turned it into a slip-on. Then we changed the color of the sole, the upper, and the laces are supposed to match the sole. And yeah, so that's what I came up with. The shoe is also for a trendy woman, but then now she has the classier version, which she could now take to like a meeting, or if she wants to be in a more kind of serious capacity. The back strap helps to keep your foot in place. It's made out of leather, so that means it's going to be durable. The sole is plastic, so it's easy to clean and it doesn't, the dirt won't stick to it too easily. Yeah, so it's a pretty comfortable shoe. It has extra padding in the inside, so then you have extra comfort, and it's not one of those uncomfortable hard leather shoes.
Mora's aesthetic is very functional, and which is something that I think will take her very far. She approached the brief from a functional point of view. The shoes that she made, I feel, are shoes that even the Bata customer can be able to just pick and wear. I could see them doing our collection very well, fitting into our collection very well. And there was a level of trendiness in her styling that I liked. So she made functional shoes that are also trendy. So that was a very interesting perspective that she brought in that I liked.
Hi, my name is Steve again. This is the shoe that I'm making, or designing rather. It's a sandal safari boot shoe. It's classy, it's edgy, it's sexy, it's everything you want and more. Also, yes, rather than me getting distracted, we had a judges' deliberation, and then we presented our shoes, talked about our shoes, and now we are just waiting to see who's the winner. But everybody is a winner. Thank you.
Now, what I love about Steve is that in the beginning, he's already a breath of fresh air. He walks into the room, you will all be dying on the floor with laughter. His approach to life is very different, and I feel he tried to bring that in his shoes. For example, this is an actual safari, yes. However, he's now made a sandal out of the safari. And I think, wow, that is fantastic, because his approach was something that is breathable, yeah? Something that brings air to you. And what will not bring air to you if it's a sandal, you know? Open shoe, you're able to breathe. And considering that he went with one of our classic iconic material, that is the heron, I feel that he approached the project, he got the brief, yes, he went for it. And I would have hoped for Steve to push himself further, because I feel he would have gone a much bigger step. His personality is so big, and I would have loved to see his personality in his collection, and I feel that he held back a bit in that area. So I believe in future, probably if he's going to grow, definitely he will need to bring in that whole bringing a breath of fresh air into the room. He should do that also to his collection. So if you see, for example, for this, the whole point was to have a gumboot that you can see at the back. So when you put it on, if I put my hand in, you can see my leg from inside, yeah? So it brings that concept of, oh, there is so much openness and air, you know? So I think how he approached it was very cool, to be honest. I just feel he needed to push himself a bit further, and I feel he would have done even a fantastic job for that.
Hi, my name is Ian, and today we came for the Bata Designers Apprentice Challenge to present the final work for the shoes we've been doing since September. So for my shoes, these are the first designs I made. So this basically is a redo of the safari boot. So you can see the bottom part is made of leather as usual, like the safari boot. But then this part is canvas, so it's a new concept. And then the lining is made of leather to sort of give it that quality. Then you have the part with the laces is hidden inside. So you have this flap. When you look at it from the side, you can't see the eyelets, and then when you look at it from the front, you get that perspective. And then there's this very interesting front part. As you can see, it just looks good. Then the second shoes I made are these shoes. So for these shoes, I decided to come up with a completely new concept. It's still the design for the safari boot, but it's completely different because now we have the taffy soles, which look good, by the way. These are the new taffy soles. And then you can see the upper part. They're like the modern trendy boots. So you have the camo print on the side. Then you have this glossy PU material that looks metallic. And then you have this canvas front part, which is white. And when the shoe goes into production, of course, they can have a variety of different materials so that it looks good. It would look good in leather, the same way it looks good in this material.
Go.
Ian's approach to the project was very out of the box. He was very futuristic, especially in the initial collection that he showed to us before we selected what he was going to make. And I think part of what we were doing for Bata Designers Apprentice was to find this out of the box thinking. Then we bring it down to something that can be made to become functional. So for example, he wanted to develop a boot. If you look at this, is our school shoe project, and he picked that and he was able to bring out a casual boot from that. And then he also had this very cool way of naming his projects. And one of his collections was named after Masai Mara. So for example, he came up with this shoe. And this is, how can I say, like a younger version of a safari boot, because Safari is one of our iconic brands for Bata. And this is named the Ndovu. So once you're wearing the shoe, you can see it opens up like an elephant's ears, and which we found to be very cool, actually. Yeah, so I liked the fact that he went ahead and really pushed himself out of the box completely, and then he was very dedicated to now bringing what he had made that was very futuristic down to what could work for a Bata customer, and that I really liked, and I felt his dedication is something that would take him very far in the industry.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Alela. I'm a product designer. I'm taking part in the Bata Apprentice Challenge, and today we came in to showcase our designs for the competition, basically the final prototype, and this is what I presented to the panel. It is a detachable shoe, and it is meant to enable the customers to be the designers of their own wear. In terms of Bata, this shoe provides a standard sole, and you as a customer is given an option of uppers to choose from. So in that form, you'll be able to determine what type of shoe you want to wear, and then you'll be able to know, for these particular days, I'll take this feet and drop this. The shoe in itself accommodates 12 pairs. I'll just open it up so you see, but yeah, you can basically remove that, then place something else to, let's say, attain this.
Now, Cynthia, on the other hand, was very methodological about the work, And what I loved about her project was that she brought in a technological point of view, and she understood that the technology doesn't have to be the, you know, crazy out of the world. She actually brought something that was very practical, which I think can work very well with a Bata customer. So if you look at the two styles that she made, these two shoes, they might look similar, yes, but the pieces that have been put together can be removed and interchanged. So you can find that if you look, for example, currently customization is very big with the customers all over the world. So you might find someone who wants to buy our shoes, yes, but instead of it having the green here and the brown and the print, they say, I want it to now have this plain look. So I think in terms of technology, this is something that is very doable within our factory here in Kenya. And I think I liked that she went with that direction. It's very doable, it's very transferable to different kind of projects, and I feel that was a good thing.